you're new to the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube and you don't know already, I do have a podcast. It's called the Self-Starter Podcast, where I empower female creative entrepreneurs to create businesses and lives that they love. And this is just a huge part of my heart behind my business, and I love this podcast so much. Today we're going to be talking about 4 lead magnet ideas for wedding photographers. I am a wedding photographer myself, and my journey really with email marketing recently started about a year or so ago when I created my very first lead magnet and actually went full force into email marketing through a system called Flowdesk. We're not going to go really into the technical aspects of setting up an email list, setting up workflows, things like that. If that's a video you'd like to see in the future, make sure to leave a comment down below and I can definitely consider doing that for you guys. I love Flowdesk. It's so good. I'll also put my link for Flowdesk below. You'll get 50% off your first year of Flowdesk if you use it. It is an affiliate code, so I get a little bit back from that as well, which I am always appreciative of. But today we're going to be talking specifically about lead magnets. So that, if you don't know what a lead magnet is, that's the very first foundational part of building an email list. And so you probably know that if you've been to a website that says, join our newsletter or come along and stay up to date, you're probably not really likely to put your email in just to join a newsletter unless it's someone that you really love to follow. And if it's a cold lead and you don't know who they are, you have no idea who they are, you're probably not going to just put your precious email list into a box that just says, join my newsletter. The way that you can actually build your email list effectively and actually get people who are interested in what you have to offer is by creating a lead magnet or a freebie. Now, this is essentially, a lot of times it can be a PDF guide, it can be any number of things. It could be a quiz, it could be a video training, a checklist, all sorts of things. But for me and my business, most of my lead magnets or freebies are PDF guides. They are a way for me to add a lot of value to my audience without asking them to buy something from me right off the bat. And it also gives me a way to stay in touch with them about future offers and updates that I have. I also use my email list to nurture my audience so that I'm giving them free, valuable content all the way so that once I do want to sell something, they're more likely to buy from me. So a lead magnet is just so good, offers so much free value to your audience, but it also helps you gain a lot of email addresses. If you have a really valuable freebie or lead magnet, people are more likely to sign up for your email list. So you're going to get a lot more reach with your email list and be a lot more successful. So we're going to break down 4 ideas I have for you if you're a wedding photographer specifically would really work in attracting potential brides to your email list. Before we get started with this episode, I want to let you know about a brand new offer that I just launched in my education shop. It is my lead magnet template pack for wedding photographers. And the outline for this specific episode is actually the 4 different types of lead magnets that I've created for you in this template pack. So you can fully customize them to your business. Almost everything is done for you. I have all the copy in there, and you just have to input things that are specific to your business, like the about page or venue location specific to your area. And then of course, all of your own photos. Other than that though, everything is pretty much ready to go. It's almost a 30-page Canva PDF template where you can just plug and play your information, choose one of the 4 templates that you love, and just run with it. Honestly, you could get your email list up and running in less than 30 minutes probably. So it's a great resource. I've had a lot of questions from people asking me if I would offer something like this, and really excited to say that it's now officially available. So if you're interested in that, definitely click the link down in the description. But without further ado, we're going to touch on these 4 that are in that new template. The first idea I have for you is a checklist. The checklist idea I have for you is 5 steps after you get engaged. This is great because it's actionable and practical. Everyone loves to have a number in a title because it makes it sound like a list. And if you're anything like me, you love lists. You also get a lot of couples that are right at the beginning stages of their planning process, so they probably haven't talked to a lot of other photographers and the competition is likely low. So having a PDF that's a checklist that's more towards the beginning of your engagement stage is going to be a really great idea. You can also then, once they get onto your email list from this lead magnet, you can also then send them targeted emails, and there's going to be a lot longer of a lifespan because they're probably going to have their wedding date at least a year out or more if they're in this beginning stage of the engagement period. So that means that you have a longer time span to be able to send marketing emails to them and win them over. Second lead magnet idea I have for wedding photographers is some sort of inspirational PDF. So what I mean by this is having your work showcased. So this requires you to have some sort of previous experience, maybe at least 4 or 5 weddings under your belt, but having your work showcased in a PDF where it's basically just showing color palettes, different themes, different vibes of different wedding days, so that potential couples could see this and think, oh, I want to do this at my wedding. Oh, I love these photos. I love this style. I love her editing. I want to use her as my photographer. Obviously, that's the goal. But it's basically like creating a magazine for them to flip through some really nice wedding decor, wedding details, wedding attire from real couples that you photographed on wedding days. So obviously the benefits are multiple, but you're able to showcase your work, which is going to help you build that know, like, and trust factor with the potential client. But they're also getting a feel for your work as well to see if they actually like your style, if they like your posing, if they like all that. So it's a two-way street and it's a really great option. The third idea I have for you for a lead magnet if you're a wedding photographer is a sample timeline. So timelines are something that I talk about all the time in my inquiry consultation time. So whenever someone inquires with me, I send them an email back. It has my pricing, it has a questionnaire for them to fill out about their wedding day. And then it also sends them to a link to my Calendly so they can make an appointment with me so that we can get on the phone and talk together. These are really important, and if you're interested in a video about my specific booking process, my inquiry process, definitely leave a comment down below so I can know that and hopefully make another video for you guys all about that if you're interested. The timeline, the wedding timeline, is often something that I definitely want to touch on during the phone consultation because I definitely want that to be in my client's mind from the get-go. So having a PDF where you're walking them through the timeline, shot list, and other photo considerations can be really great for a lot of different reasons. First, they are going to be very educated even before, if you start that education process with your client, even before they become your client, think about how amazing they're going to be once they actually become your client. They're going to know so much about your process. They're going to know so much about the timeline. Also, telling them about the timeline, the shot list, things like that is going to put a bug in their ear so that when they're working with other vendors in the future, like their planner, their DJ, whatever it might be, they're going to think, oh yeah, we already talked with our photographer, here's what the timeline is going to look like. So they're going to prioritize their photos because you've already talked through, hey, this is how much time I need for family portraits. This is how much time I need for bride and groom photos. This is how much time I need for bridal party photos. So you're able to kind of get your foot in the door before anyone else is, and that gives you an edge so that they will actually prioritize photos more than if you had just waited until like 2 months before the wedding to show them the timeline. So I think this is great on so many different levels. All right, the last but not least, what I really think could work really well for this is if you put a guide, a PDF guide together on maybe like the top 5 wedding venues in your area. You could highlight some amazing aspects of the venues, talk about their location, their size, how many people they accommodate. You could even go a step further and actually take your own photos of that venue. You could even let that venue know that you have them on like your preferred list as part of this PDF, and they might want to put you on their preferred list to reciprocate, so that might be a great option too. A really great benefit of having this as a lead magnet is that you're going to attract brides who, number one, might be more inclined to shoot at venues that you really want to shoot at. So in this PDF, you're going to want to include venues that you're really like excited about, that you've maybe shot at before and you really, really like and you want to go back to. Maybe it's venues that you've never actually shot a wedding at before, but you are just dying to. Put those in the PDF, and then it's probably more likely that you're going to find a bride who wants to host their wedding at one of those venues because it's in the PDF and you're educating them on it. This also does wonders on posing you as the expert, and that's the whole purpose of your business. You don't ever want to be self-focused or internally focused. That's not really great business practice. So being able to guide your client is the goal. That's the best way to really show your client that you are the right choice. So just to recap, let's go over the 4 lead magnet ideas that we talked about for wedding photographers. So the first one is a checklist. I recommended you do something like the 5 next steps after you get engaged. The second one was inspiration. So you could put real weddings, showcase real weddings that you photographed in a guide. The third one is a sample timeline and shot list, so you can really educate the client before they even become your client. And the fourth idea was a local guide. So something like the top 5 wedding venues in your area. I've made it super easy for you. I have a brand new offer in my education shop linked below. I go through each of these 4 lead magnets and I created a template for you so that you can just plug and play your content and get your lead magnet off the ground and running in less than 20 minutes. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to let me know. My email address is hello@NicoleLaurenPhotography.com. I'll leave that in the description as well. But until next time, I will see you later.